1, go!
24 top lumberjacks from around the country have competed to become one of the 12 finalists to advance to the 2024 STIHL TIMBERSPORTS U.S. Championship.
STIHL TIMBERSPORTS is the pinnacle of lumberjack sports.
Today, these athletes will battle it out in 6 disciplines through 3 elimination rounds in hopes of being the one crowned the 2024 U.S. champion.
It's a tough race. 6 events and you can't make a mistake.
Can't wait to get out there and rip some chunks of wood in half.
This is what we call hardcore blue-collar toughness.
Ready to get this started?
Absolutely, let's do this.
For lumberjack athletes, the annual pilgrimage to the STIHL TIMBERSPORTS U.S. Championship is the mecca for competitive shopping and sawing. 24 athletes will make their way to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and compete for the largest purse of prize money in the country. Most of these athletes will put their livelihood on hold for at least a week to attend this competition. One of those competitors is California's Nate Hodges.
I think from a young age, I've always chased after a way to develop some sort of a business that brought in some sort of income, you know, whether it be weed whacking or splitting firewood or, you know, building houses, doing concrete or doing axe throwing. I was always trying to manifest something that you know, made some sort of a successful business. I would definitely consider myself an entrepreneur. Probably the most successful steps in that journey, I'd say, opening up Yosemite axe throwing. People love the, you know, freehand writing and like we just, you know, instead of like printing everything up and doing everything perfect, like, so I like to just freehand these targets with paint. It's kind of fun. It's a little bit of a challenge. First step was a leap. I mean, I didn't have a lot of money to invest into it. As I was opening the first one, I already had the next one planned out. And everybody goes, "Are you serious, Nate? You don't even have this one open." And they're still doubting this one, and I've already got plans to open the next one, and that's kind of what kept happening, and I ended up with 5 locations. I grew up in a logging community. I watched my local lumberjack show. I was obsessed with it. I seen it and I was like, I want to do this. So like I got out there. I did that for like 15, 16 years and only could ever once in a while catch STIHL TIMBERSPORTS on TV. I remember watching it one time and I go, I just have to do this. Like I need to do this sport. Like I know it, I'm made for it.
Nate Hodges made his STIHL TIMBERSPORTS debut in 2019, shocking the field with a 2nd place overall finish. In 2022, he placed 2nd again, and in 2023, captured the bronze medal.
I talked with other guys, I'm like, yeah, it's weird how I was able to pick it up so quick. But it's like I've used tools my whole life. I've, you know, hands-on, like building houses, and that's what we're doing out here. We're using tools in a very precise way. If this thing can't shave my arm hair, then it's not sharp enough. Who do I look up to in the sport though, or who did I? I really looked up to Matt Cogar. Like, Matt Cogar was the one I seen. When I started studying timber sports, I'm like, holy shit, this guy can chop.
Pizza rolling off the wire right now. We've got corn dogs, got chicken tenders, fries down there as well. All kinds of action happening on Vendors Row, so with a little break in the action, a great opportunity right now to take full advantage of what our sponsors vendors have to offer.
We're at Mount Morris, Pennsylvania for the Day in the Dirt Out East. It's a Red Bull event. I'm here to do a couple of demos for the hot saw and then shoot some content.
3, 2, 1, go. All right, thank you, Matt Cogar, and thank you, Red Bull, for having him out.
So I grew up in Diana, West Virginia. You know, I grew up in the family of lumberjack. I just started going to competitions with my dad, and eventually they had a competition at the Webster County Wood Chopping Festival for under 18 competitors, and that's where we made our first cut. What are you thinking? I don't know what to expect here. I've never cut ice before, so it's gonna be fun. So funny enough, you know, I didn't approach Red Bull, they approached me. I got the phone call. I was driving to a competition, my uncle in the passenger seat and my dad in the back seat. I got the call that they wanted to sponsor me, and so it was pretty cool, memorable experience just because my dad was there and my uncle was there. People who I adore in the sport, and yeah, get a little choked up on it. You know, shortly after I graduated in 2010 from Milwaukee State College, I actually made the finals of the STIHL TIMBERSPORTS series, and I remember taking my winnings from that year, and I paid off my student tuition, and then I started kind of getting a bit of a look of, okay, this is how much I made for timber sports. This is how much I made working in my part-time job. Well, if I can go to more competitions, I can make up that much. So yeah, let's just give it a try. And really from that point on, it just sort of spurred my athletic career in timber sports.
United States National Champion, Matt Cogar!
I've won the U.S. Nationals 7 times, 6 times in a row. I won 5 Ram trucks, 1 Harley-Davidson motorcycle, and Gator. It's probably one of the hardest ways to make a living because it's like everything's so dependent on your performances in our sport. First place obviously pays well, but if you're not placing, you're not making any money. But then sometimes it's even heavily weighted to first place. So if you're not first, then you know you've lost a few $1,000s sometimes. Anytime that you can have a sponsor, anytime that you can, you know, get in some of the top placings, you know, if you're in the top 6 from the STIHL TIMBERSPORTS U.S. finals, like, you're making some pretty good money. But, you know, there's all the other guys who aren't making money. Somebody has to lose.
1, go! Okay, go time for Jason Lentz. He can pull this off. This time is well within his range. Looks like 3 good, clean, consistent cuts, showing a 5.5 second run. Buddy, you just won it. You just won it. It's official. 5.26.
In 2023, Jason Lentz captured his 2nd United States title. Lentz is considered one of the favorites to be contenders for this year's crown. Being reigning champ comes with extra responsibilities, like the one today, where Lentz and a film crew are traversing the streets and waterways of Milwaukee, producing a video to be played for his introduction at the championship competition.
And there's got to be a better way. In 3, 2.
There's got to be a better way. Where's my gator? That'll do.
Cut. Awesome.
So I'm a 4th generation lumberjack athlete, you would say. I didn't really choose it. It kind of picked me. Yeah, I grew up in the mountains of West Virginia in a forest town. My dad was a logger by trade, timber cutter, and that was pretty much my entire family's, my lineage's way of life.
His opponent, Mel Lentz from Creswell, Oregon.
Melvin wanted to win it last year just like he has every year, and Matt beat him in the final. And this time he's going after it. He's put a very short cut in. Matt doesn't want to be left behind. He's turned right behind him. These guys are simply awesome. You talk about extreme events. They're going after it. Look, Melvin
Lentz, wow.
What a brilliant cut for this young man.
Tina called you the king of chopping a minute ago. What do you think about that?
Well, that's a bit of a nickname she gave me here about 3 years ago, and she hasn't forgotten about it. You know, it sounds good. I like it.
What's kind of the first memory of your dad competing?
Probably Disney World. It was held in Disney World for 2 years. The Econo Lodge is where we stayed. I remember all that. 7, 8 years old.
Jason's father, Melvin Lentz, dominated lumberjack sports in the 1980s and 90s, capturing his first of 6 titles in 1996.
It's kind of hard growing up in the footsteps of The King of Lumberjacks is my dad's nickname.
Our thanks to you, and here's the keys to a new 1996 Chevrolet S10. Congratulations. Thank you very much, Jerry. I really appreciate it. It's been a long road to tow, and I'm glad to be accepting this from you.
I was brought up by my dad, Mel Lentz, in the sport. I didn't really like it because he was so hardcore back when I was just a kid. And once I realized his dedication and love for the sport, I kind of figured out that it was all for the betterment of me being an athlete and having that competitive edge over everybody else. Yeah, I actually went to school in Harrisonburg, Virginia at a small private school, D3. Yeah, I played center against guys 6'10", 6'11". James Madison University was right there in town, and I played pickup against them guys, and they didn't stand a chance against the poor country white boy.
After his college basketball career, Lentz's journey to the top of the timber sports mountain took him to China.
I spent 3 years in China. I'm in Guangzhou doing a stunt show, driving a speedboat. Did a few fighting stunt doubles or stunts and drove a speedboat around. Hit a boat ramp, big explosion, like they shot me down. I was also a part of a lumberjack exhibition over there.
But it only seemed right for me to follow in my family's footsteps after college and the normal sports, basketball and baseball and football and stuff like that. So ended up here in STIHL Timbersports and trying to make a name for myself and the sport my family has since the 30s.
Taking home 2 national titles in 3 years, Jason Lentz.
Qualification day for the STIHL Timbersports Men's Championship is here. 24 athletes are divided into 3 pools of 8. The top 4 in each pool will move on to the finals.
3 rounds of men. This is going to be 3 chopping events, 3 sawing events.
For returning champion Jason Lentz, an easy trip through the qualifying round. Lentz would take first in 3 of 6 disciplines.
Jason Lentz, 38 overall steel points.
Did what I had to do. Because this field, another field to go against tomorrow. All the good guys.
7-time champion Matt Cogar breezes through Pool B, capturing victory in 3 of the 6 disciplines and moving on to the finals.
You know, I'll pick it apart now that it's over. You know, like, yeah, I still got some of the stuff that I've thought about during the competition, but like, you know, during the competition, you can focus on what the next thing is you're doing. You got to focus on the next discipline, focus on what's in front of you, and keep moving forward.
It's Matt Cogar, your winner of Pool B with 44 points.
Heavy hitters Matt Slingerland and Nate Hodges dominate Pool C. Slingerland taking 4 victories, while Hodges grabs 2 first-place wins.
Look at Hodges. Holy cow. Hodges timing the go perfectly. And look at the pace. Onto the backside, just over 8 seconds. Slingerland trying to chase him down. Hodges! Are you kidding me?
Advancing to the finals for these heavy favorites is merely a formality. Just behind and chasing these top axemen is a field of skilled sawyers and choppers from all walks of life.
I'm Mark Boquin. When I'm not competing full-time or in between competing, it's hard to have a full 9-to-5 job, so I do a lot of other things to supplement my income, one of which is chainsaw carving. And earlier on in my career, I used to do entertainment shows. In those shows, we used to do a hair chair carving, where we trying to make a bunny and it turns into a chair. So that's kind of when I first started. After learning how to do that, I was kind of looking at that as a way to make a little more money on the side. So I started getting into trying to carve bears and trees and pumpkins and mushrooms. And every time I make one, that's another $40. These are $40 bears. So I just made 40 bucks there in the last, I don't know, 8 minutes. Little bears, man. If I'm busy, as long as I get bears done, I'm usually pretty set.
Back in the qualifying round, Bo Quinn has his eyes set on a different payout. First place in the single buck.
Mark Bo Quinn, arguably the best single buck sawyer in the United States. He earned that position. He earned the spot on the United States team, looking to earn that position again. He is so powerful, so fast.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Foreman on the left, Bo Quinn on the right. Look at Bo Quinn at 4 strokes. He's almost halfway. Bo Quinn is going on a slight hang by Bo Quinn. This opened up the door for Foreman. Another hang by Bo Quinn. Foreman coming in. Foreman, no. Trouble. Single buck mayhem. Grant Foreman broke out. Bo Quinn overly aggressive. But what's terrifying is even with those hangs, Bo Quinn is going to be in the low 12s. That's absolutely terrifying. I can't wait to see him hopefully in the finals tomorrow, giving another shot at that.
I started and I finished. I guess that's okay.
First place prize money in the single buck for Mark Bo Quinn, and his hopes of advancing to the championship are still intact until the next event when a disqualification derails his chances of advancing.
A lot of attention over here. Some whispers between our referees about the performance of Mark Bo Quinn. They seem to be gesturing to see if he had his, there's flags flying everywhere. I'm worried that maybe Mark Bo Quinn didn't have his protective apparel on.
Your cut was good, DQ, not proper leg protection.
Wow. Very tough break for Mark Bo Quinn. He will be receiving a DQ. He was in our Borderland performers, and this will most assuredly put him out of the top 4 permanently for the rest of the day.
Bo Quinn would finish 6th in his respective pool. Not enough to advance to the championship round. Even though he fell short of making the finals of the U.S. Championships, his chances of making the U.S. team are enhanced. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and championship day for 2024 has arrived. The 12 qualifying athletes arrive on scene to begin the backstage preparation for this final day of competition, making sure that all the working parts of their performance today are primed and ready to go. Soon the crowds will move in, take their seats, and the competition will commence.
12 athletes out there. They've earned their positions here. There's 6 events you're about to see, 3 chopping, 3 sawing.
This field is stacked with accomplished athletes at the top of their game right now, top to bottom.
We've got to start with our 7-time U.S. champion, Matt Cogar. He was not our 2023 champion, though. I feel like that puts some extra pressure for him to move back to the top of the podium. Matty Slingerland, he has been so close, so many times, it drives me absolutely insane. He does not have that gold medal around his neck yet. Watch for Matty Slingerland, he's looked exceptional here in qualification. One guy who has just absolutely disrupted this industry is Nate Hodges. Some of his techniques are maybe a little rough around the edges. Maybe the textbooks wouldn't show quite how he goes about it, but he has the absolute will to just barrel through and get this job done. I am watching Jason Lentz this year. I feel like he is fit, he is mentally sharp, he is just cued in, he is focused and ready to go.
And there on stage, Jason Lentz, just about ready to begin his heat in the underhand chop. The competition proceeds this way. The full field of 12 athletes will compete in round 1. Round 1 consists of 3 of the 6 disciplines: the standing block, the stock saw, and the underhand chop. After round 1, 4 athletes will be eliminated. The remaining 8 pass on to round number 2. Round number 2 is 2 more of the disciplines: the single buck and the springboard chop. After round 2 is complete, 2 more athletes will be eliminated, and the remaining 6 will move on to round number 3, the hot saw competition.
3, 2, 1, go!
Well, this is our first look at our 2-time and current reigning U.S. champion. See how he disassembles this underhand chop. A little bit of a slow turn. He kind of gets his equilibrium set, but doesn't really just spin and turn back into the backside of this log. Ben Nicely's got a great chop going. He's not going to be able to catch Jason Lentz. There it is, a 20. Oh, he came pretty darn close, though. Jason Lentz showing a 22 as his unofficial time.
Defending champ Jason Lentz stumbles out of the gate, posting a 22-second underhand, almost 8 seconds behind first-place finisher Matt Cogar.
It's our 7-time U.S. national champion, who's around to the backside, draws a huge slab of wood. Those first 4 hits do a tremendous amount of damage. He's already dropping. Oh my gosh, 14-11.
No, it's a really good time. I wasn't even expecting the wood to be that good for it, so really it was just kind of a pleasant surprise.
Matt Cogar takes the early lead as athletes ready for the first sawing event, head-to-head racing in the stock saw. Two-time champion Jason Lentz would go up against 2019 champion Cassidy Shear, whose life outside of lumberjack events is not in the timber industry, but he does cherish his time in the woods.
Always loved cooking over fire. There's something primal about it. Plus, especially this time of year, just being out in the crisp, cold air makes it extra special. In many ways, I'm like many of the other competitors. In many ways, I'm actually quite different. I work in real estate development, and a big part of that is, building and designing what would be considered upper-end, design-forward cabins. I spent a lot of time thinking about details such as lighting, fabric and furniture choices. And I like that, and it's different, and it very much is who I am. This life is expansive and bold and interesting, and provides a wide array of opportunities of things we can find enjoyable, and I want to do all the things, whether it's in the city or out in the country.
3, 2, 1, go!
This has got to be an exceptional cut for Jason Lentz, and Cassidy Shear also wants to grab as many overall points as possible. It's advantage Lentz at the switch. Cassidy Shear, though, quick up through the log. Oh. Wow, what a race between these guys. 11.92 showing for Jason Lentz. I hate to say it, that's not a bad time, but he needed better.
Way better.
He really needed better.
Jason, the stock saw is a game of tenths of a second between first and eighth. How did that feel for you? Like I'm about 8th. Not good. Going in the standing block? Yeah, not good.
Where is Lentz? Back in the pack again in the stocks, a log jam of 11th. This has never been seen before. Look at between second and third place, 3/100ths of a second. Logan Scarborough, Ben Nicely in the game. Love it.
Are you guys ready to see the final heat of the stock saw?
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
That was really quick on stand number 2 for Nate Hodges. I don't know if he's pushing the envelope too much. I'll tell you what, though, Matt Cogar's moving through the wood better. Wow!
Photo finish! You gotta be kidding me!
This tells you how good the competition is. That right there.
You know how you feel about where you are at this point.
Matt Cogar and Nate Hodges finish 1 and 2 in the stock saw, while Jason Lentz gets to follow up his 8th place finish in the underhand with an 8th place finish in the stock saw. After 2 events, finds himself in 11th overall, in danger of being eliminated in the first round.
We're all going to have our hands full today because Matt's just won the first 2 events. He's the guy to beat out here, and now it's going to be even harder. We got standing block, that's his event. Then you got single buck, he's been doing that good stuff. So now it's like, okay, I'm putting up the best I can, and I'm right on it. I'm right there with him. But man, he's doing good. I'm impressed. So I'm happy. I got that stressful event out of the way.
Trying to advance into that next round after those big steel points in the stock saw. Slink going for the drives. There it is.
Yeah, I hope it's at least mid-pack, 4th, 5th, 6th. take any of that as long as it's not one of the bottom times. So I think the wood's pretty firm, so they're gonna have to cut really good to cut faster than that.
3, 2, 1, go!
Right there together. Look at the pace of Nate Hodges. He is swinging that axe like a fly swatter. Matt Cogar, though, around ahead of him. Hodges just around so fast. I think Hodges has a lot of wood to break, but that's one of his fortes. Hung from Hodges. Oh my gosh, I think Hodges got him.
I gave her everything I had, and I got hung up in the back a little bit. And I knew Matt must have got hung up too, because otherwise he would have beat me. I should have had him pretty easily, and then, I shouldn't say easily, like I knew it should have came off and it didn't come off because I stuffed up some hits. I'm thinking, oh, Matt must be doing the same thing because I know how good he is. And I just got him by a hair, so it feels good.
But you can have fun, that's the main thing. So, now that's over, you gotta go into the next round, so let's do it. Those first 3 disciplines were horrible. A lot of work for this.
Jason Lentz, by the skin of his teeth, is advancing through into the next round. And then, of course, you got the two-man show right now of Cogar and Hodges on top of the heap, just beating up on the rest of the field.
Single buck, I love it. The misery whip. These are 6.5-foot crosscut saws. Anger gets you nowhere. You got to stay loose. You have to keep loose grip, loose muscles. You have to stay loose. Fly, work with the saw. Lentz, my favorite to win this event, laying down in the first heat.
3, 2,
Absolutely has to get a good cut here, because his job now, first job, is to improve 2 spots, because after the next 2 disciplines, we eliminate 2 more athletes.
Yeah, I tell you what, Ben Nicely is putting on a great cut. Jason Lentz is going to run away with this one. An 11.8 second run from Jason Lentz.
That's single bucking, baby. I love it. Jason Lentz.
Matt Slingerland, so many podiums through the years. If he can get things going, somehow get himself into contention for the top spot, it's going to take some work. We have seen some tremendous performances out there already today. No doubt more to come.
Working pretty hard on single buck. I've been working on it over the winter and just trying to make single buck feel like chopping. And it's, there's a couple days I went out just trying to do some training, and I wanted a single buck more than I wanted to chop, and that's a rare occasion. So I guess it goes to show you how much effort you got to put in to make something feel right.
What a great run. They're not going to take down that time of Jason Lentz. I'm telling you, Tommy, Jason's time is going to be really tough to beat.
Overall wasn't too bad. Wood was a bit hard. Probably should have put the weight to it a little more, but I just didn't want to hang up, so just stay smooth and move on.
Final heat of the single buck. Nate Hodges, the winner of the standing block, versus Matt Cogar.
2, 1, go!
I'm going to give technique to Matt Cogar on stand 2. I'm going to give speed and power to Nate Hodges on stand 1. We'll see who comes out on top. I love what I'm seeing on stand 2, but that drop on stand 1, it is going to be Matt Cogar. Neither one of them coming close, though, to Jason Lentz. Boy, did Jason do himself a whole lot of good in this single buck event.
Yeah, I mean, I'm having a good day, and so is Matt Cogar. So I'm pretty proud of that. I used to, 7 years ago, I was watching Matt Cogar on TV, learning who he was, looking up to him, and now I'm out here on the stage with him. These guys didn't know me 6 or 7 years ago, so it's kind of cool.
Jason Lentz, though, in heat number 1, doing what we predicted. Not just winning, but smoking the single buck.
Our defending champion, Jason Lentz, making big strides up from 8th place in the single buck all the way into the 4th spot on the strength of a national record.
This is the springboard chop. Double points continue. Heat 1 of the springboard. Jason Lentz versus Walt Page. Walt Page did the unthinkable on this stage last year, broke the world record.
Walt Page is a traditional lumberjack athlete who spends his days in the woods with one goal in mind: leaving a place better than he found it.
When we talk about protecting the forest, it's kind of a complicated, some people think that protecting the forest means doing nothing to it or staying away from it, and that couldn't be further from what really needs to happen to protect the forest. This ground here is the area I'm going to plant, and you can kind of see we've got piles. Areas where we have everything consolidated down to piles, we're going to burn those piles and then we're going to plant seedlings through that area. We're at a point now where the management of our forest lands is of the utmost importance to keep catastrophic wildfire and insect outbreaks from completely devastating the resource and displacing wildlife, damaging water quality, and all the negative effects that happen to an unmanaged forest. These are all one-year-old Jeffrey pine and ponderosa pine seedlings. These were all seeds that were harvested last fall of 23, and these are all gonna get packaged to get planted next week, or they'll sit for a little bit longer and we'll put them in as soon as the snow melts in the spring. There'll be a forest here in about 50 years maybe. Protecting the forest means managing the forest, and those two things can't be separated. They're one and the same, and so what land managers like myself do is try to make any particular landscape more resilient and more diverse. And that's how you protect our forest resources.
Athletes ready. Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
And what a heat to start the springboard event. On your right, Walt Page, our current world record holder in the springboard event. Jason Lentz, our current reigning U.S. national champion, trying to claw his way out of a points deficit here in the springboard. Trouble for Walt Page, very uncharacteristic as he is going back, trying to fix up that second pocket. Jason Lentz is not waiting around. He is into the block, about 2 hits, maybe a swing and a half ahead of Walt Page. This is where Jason Lentz is gonna come to form. He's always said, he goes, you know what, I might not be the first one to the log, but I'll be the first one through the log at the top. Walt Page, a switch-handed cutter. He's around to the backside, around that 44-second mark, well behind world record pace. There it is, Walt Page comes through. I can't believe he came back from that second pocket.
I've never seen Walt get rattled there on that second board hole. I don't know if it was just his bottom board was bouncing on him a little bit and he lost a little bit of that accuracy he's known for.
Sometimes you get to cut a piece of wood like that springboard I just had, and that was a fantastic piece of wood. I really wish I'd have gotten there in a time that would have allowed me to take advantage of it. You get in these situations where you just have something that feels great, and then you chase that. And that was a good piece of wood up there. I did not do it justice.
With the competitors coming up, Walt Page knows a time as good as 48.96 will not hold up because of the quality of the wood.
Athletes ready. Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Good cuts out of the first heat, but certainly room for improvement, room to grab some overall points. Neither one of these guys was spectacular first board sets, but they look good now. They had to put a little extra work in it, and actually look really good now. Nice level board sets, great body position, puts you in a great setup to set that second board, and that's where the real work happens. Matt Slingerland wading deep into the front side of this log. Nice wide open face, tons of slope. He can work that back, get all the way far into this block. Matty Slingerland, though, one of the strongest switch-handed cutters in the backside of the log. It is Matt Slingerland, 44.86 on that unofficial clock.
Hope that time sticks, because these boys are quick. I had some mistakes, so they have a good opportunity to beat me. I had a good log up top, and I missed 3 or 4 hits, and ideally I'd be 4 and 4, 4 and 6 in the pockets, and I was 6 and 6, so you're looking at 6 seconds right there. So I'm happy with it. 44 seconds, fast time, so I'm gonna let it ride.
Nobody's climbed perfect yet. We'll see if either of these guys can pull it off. They're doing a little bit of extra work, but it looks like they got the board set cleanly. Hodges just a small advantage going into this second hole. He's maybe half a swing ahead of Cogar. Oh, trouble though for Hodges though. Boy, this is Nate Hodges has got his work cut out for him, but he is a working fiend. He is going to have to work very hard to catch up to Matt Cogar. Cogar with about a 2-hit advantage into the block at the top. Cogar has run out of cuttable wood in the front of the block and is switch hitting into the back of it. 40 seconds has elapsed. Oh my gosh, that came off way faster than I thought on the backside of this log. Time is ticking away. There it is for Hodges, around 47 and change.
Our top 6 moving into the hot saw. Trevor Beaudry, Dakota Robards, Jason Lentz, Maddie Slingerland, Hodges, and Matt Cogar.
Round 2 is complete now, and the final 6 athletes have qualified for the final discipline of the day. Our championship for 2024 will be decided by the most volatile of all, the hot saw. This is known in the world of motorsports as unlimited racing. There are no restrictions as to size, weight, and horsepower. You take on as much as you think you can handle. Each saw is unique. Perhaps the only thing they have in common is that the chains are manufactured by STIHL at the factory in Switzerland, exclusively for timber sports athletes. And to make things even more volatile, the points for order of finish in round 3 are tripled, which means that each of the 6 has a shot at the title.
I think I got the fastest saw. I'm a pretty fast operator.
It's no doubt it's the most powerful saw here. There's no question. It's the fastest saw through the log, but you know the downfall to being it so big and powerful, it's a little harder to maneuver through the wood, through the cuts. You know, in a one-cut race, I'd probably beat every motor here. Just saying that. I mean, the guys know that. It's tricky to get it into the wood here under the pressure and be fast.
Third heat of the hot saw, your 2-time national champion from Diana, West Virginia, Jason Lentz. He can take over the lead, but with triple points, it's possible, and Jason Lentz is gonna have to lay down the cut of his life right now. Well, all the steps to go through, turning the ignition off, turning the ignition immediately back on, engaging the oiler, high-speed oil pump, keep that chain lubricated, keeping it cool, decompressions. Massive pistons needing 2 to 3 decompression switches. Then there comes the throttle. Locking the throttle to the limit where it'll be fast but in control when that saw is started. When the saw is started, remember there's only one hand holding it on the top handle. That back handle needs to grab in control as fast as possible, hitting full throttle into the wood.
3, 2, 1, go!
Doesn't get much better than that. Whoa. I see a ton of timber left. I didn't see any thin discs. I think I see even a little bit of a smile starting to creep on the face of Jason Lentz.
Trevor, if you're gonna leave the hot seat, you gotta leave it under conditions like that. Jason Lentz, take a seat, buddy. You ended on one hell of a note. 5.03, talk about that cut, you attacked it.
Yeah, that was a pretty good cut, Dave. Pretty disappointed in the day, though. The first 3 events were abysmal to my score, but yeah, that was a pretty good time. I wish I was in the 4s again. That would be the 3rd time and only the 4th person to do it.
Congratulations, what a great finish to the day. Let's bring him out from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, looking for his first national title, Maddie Slingerland.
Warm up your start.
Maddie Slingerland 3rd in points overall, heading into the hot saw here. The personal best for Matt Slingerland is sub 5.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Gotta be the cut of a life for Maddie Slingerland. He's bringing it. It looks clean. It looks fast. He's showing a 5:01 as his unofficial time. Got to go through all the officiating process, make sure they're complete discs, make sure the crayon mark is there all the way around. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Nobody seems upset.
Maddie Slingerland will be on the hot seat now with a time of 4.81 seconds.
Yeah, I've been feeling real good in the hot saw. It's almost just
you know, automatic at this point. That chain from Melvin Lentz was just unreal smooth, and I just kind of let it do its thing.
Sub 5 seconds. It doesn't get much better than this. Got a little thin at the bottom of that first cut. Still plenty of material to work with. Look at all the real estate he had left before that line. What a great run. We've been talking about it, Tommy, how Matty Slingerland has been so close so many times, and there's usually just one or two things, like a small glitch that holds him up. Too often it's been the hot saw. Not anymore.
Coming to us from North Fork, California, looking for his first national title. One more big round of applause for Nate Hodges.
Hodges, like Slingerland, has to go, and he is. Oh, big, yes. Throws the chain. Holy cow, that was all sorts of chaos.
4.79 is the new time to beat Hodges. Hot seat.
4.79 seconds. Your new hot seat leader, Nate Hodges.
4.79.
Dave, I've had a lot of close ones, man, but that's the first time it actually all came together. You know, that motor right there, I put a lot of heart and soul into that. I was here in Milwaukee 5 years ago, and on the drive home, 3-day drive home to California, I thought, what can I do to get a faster saw? And I've been working on that thing ever since. And she's got a lot of power. I mean, it just broke that chain in half right there. That just goes to show you don't see too many chains just breaking. Just the sheer power. Nothing even went wrong. There's just that much horsepower there.
That's quick through the wood.
Matt ain't gonna win. Matt has to beat me to win it.
I know. Matt's got a cut sub 5. Oh, because we got in between.
Yep. 9 points. Hodges only 8 points.
You better buy us some fucking beers.
Hey, boys.
There's parts and pieces.
I'm missing my train.
So it's nice to see that. Now's the pressure. Feel it.
I hope he doesn't tell like that at 8.
I need a beer. I'm ready for a beer. Come on, Hodges. Let's go. Matt don't need to fucking win another one. Somebody else.
And to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Very tight on the go.
Yeah, you can't just make a safe run anymore. You gotta go for it.
Tough to know by Matt Cogar's facial expression. Was that enough? He had a decent lead going in, but again with the triple points. Will we be seeing a new champion for the first time in years? Nate Hodges sitting in the hot seat. Looks like he's got 3 complete discs. The line is remaining. Is the time low enough?
All right, officially, Matt Cogar's time, 5.24 seconds, meaning your new national champion, Nate Hodges!
I don't even know how to explain it, but I crammed a lot of knowledge, a lot of time, sweat, blood, equity, you name it. I mean, I'm putting it into the sport, and always did small lumberjack shows in California, and I've seen the professional timber sports, and I was like, I have to do that. Like, I need to do that. And like, it was my calling. Like, nobody really understands what went through my head. Like, I was watching on TV, and I'm going to do that, right? I am bred, I am meant for this sport, and here we are. 7 years later, I'm on the stage winning the championship. It's pretty phenomenal.
And your first time United States national champion from North Fork, California. Let's hear it for Nate Hodges.
I'm Nate Hodges, the 2024 STIHL TIMBERSPORTS national champion. There we go.
One good thing came out of today. It was that I beat Jason with identical saw racing.
30 seconds.
You had a different wall. Already making excuses. No
Toulouse, France, the final battleground.
I America, baby.
This is the strongest team that they could put forward.
Join us for an inside look at the 2024 STIHL Timbersports World Championships.
I had a really good single buck cut, but a bunch of my teeth are rolled.
Can the United States dethrone Team Australia in the team relay?
Showtime.
In the individual, will Nate Hodges carve his name into history?
I don't get nervous anymore. I just get excited.
Is it on the review? The flag on the play. I can see it.
The STIHL Timbersports World Championship is here.